A few days ago my mom asked me if I know what WAP means. She said she sees it all over Facebook and that she's tired of it. I said it means waffles and pancakes and that's what I'm going to make for breakfast. She said oh yum and walked off. I ended up making them because I promised even though I know that's not what WAP stands for. She ate them and loved them and she put a picture up of me when I was making them. She captioned it I just gobbled up my daughter's WAP. It was scrumptious. People were laughing in the comment section and she didn't know why. She was replying back to everyone saying what's wrong with eating my daughter's WAP. The post got removed because of community guidelines. One time me and my friend Sean were having a talkies mukbang in history. Then our wrinkly-ass substitute teacher told us we weren't allowed to eat. Like bitch you're the sub, how the fuck you gonna tell us the classroom rules when this ain't even your class? Anyways, we put the talkies away and a few minutes later I wasn't feeling so good and I asked to go to the bathroom. Mr. Rahman said wait until Justin comes back. Like motherfucker, Justin ain't gonna come back, that bean takes forever in the bathroom. So I sat back down and held it in. A few minutes later Justin came back and I sprinted and took the pass. Then it was too late. I farted and oh my god it smelled so bad the entire class passed out. I ran into the hall to get to the bathroom and shit was pouring out of my ass like a garden hose. Then the school went on lockdown but I said fuck it and went to the bathroom to clean up my shit. While I was in the bathroom the police came into the spot in the hall where I shitted. Turns out my shit was so loud they thought there was a shooter in the school and I got admitted into talkies rehab. I haven't been to the toilet in 4 days and it was starting to worry me so I went to the doctor's. I arrived and the doctor felt my stomach and said it was very hard. He wanted me to take a stool sample which means you have to shit in the cup. I had coffee for breakfast so I was pretty much ready to go. I grabbed the cup and went to the toilet and held it up to my ass and started pushing. I didn't realize how badly coffee affected me and the next thing you know a strong gust of diarrhea started blasting out of my ass and I felt like a rocket ready for takeoff. I grabbed onto the door for balance because I started levitating and the cup was already full but I couldn't stop. I was holding onto the door for dear life and the shit was spitting out like a shotgun. I eventually stopped and looked at the glass cup of my shit and there were cracks all over the glass. I heard the desk lady shouting for everyone to get under the chair and to call the police. I got scared thinking what is going on outside so I quickly cleaned myself up and rushed out of the bathroom to see everyone crying and hiding under the chairs because they thought there was an active shooter in the building. I said it was just my shit and everyone got up. Anyways I have bowel cancer.
One day I was getting ready for school because it was picture day. I had just got new makeup from Easter. I put my foundation on and I thought I looked cute even though the foundation shade made me look sunburnt and the eyeshadow was dark orange. Not a good look. I also wore this ugly musty dress. It was green on the top and the sleeves had brown ruffles. I thought I looked so cool so I went to school. I am still mad at my parents for sending me to school and that. Everyone stared at me while I walked into class, even my teacher. She was telling us to go down to get our pictures taken by our last names and I went in the beginning since my last name starts with C. I went down and then my stomach started to hurt. I ate McDonald's for breakfast because my parents were too lazy to make breakfast. I honestly started to pray to Whitney Houston that I wouldn't shart. I held my hands to my ass and walked to the photo booth. My stomach started to rumble grumble bumble trumble numbler mumble zumble lumble. I tried act natural so I removed my hands from my ass and got ready to take my picture. While I was standing there I did the most soggy doggy, sounded froggy, came out cloggy, looked loggy, made the room foggy, very soggy. I pulled a Nessa Barrett. It made the school building shake so much to the point people thought there was a level 5 tornado. I shat so much that it covered the camera right when they took the photo. When they realized it was my ass and not a tornado, I was immediately rushed to the emergency room and they diagnosed me with the one and only bowel cancer.
Some teachers just really get on my nerves, you know? I don't know what planet they're on, but they definitely are just built different. Here's an example. When you need to go to the toilet, you politely put your hand up and say, "Miss, can I go to the toilet?" "No, you should have gone at lunch." "I'm sorry, Karen, but I can't control my bladder. You know, at lunch, when I'm eating and drinking, it gets digested, and then later on, I need to go to the toilet. It will take me 5 minutes at max. Probably not even 5 minutes. Considering our lessons are like an hour long, I'm sure that's not too much of an issue, is it?" And then sometimes they're just like, "Okay, but you need to wait until so-and-so gets back. I need to go to the toilet. I don't care about talking to anyone. I want to go to the toilet. I don't care about that. What do you think we're going to do in there? Just sit and chat for the rest of the lesson? No." And then they're like, "Don't want you having a bit of a mother's meeting in there." Oh my god. And the scariest thing in school is when they put the I can't even say it, the name on the board. Ah!
One time in class I had really bad stomach pain, like it was so bad the classroom was about to look like a nuclear blast just went through Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I literally begged my teacher, and this lopsided oyster lip back hair unbrushed tongue divorced 3 times lost custody of her kids bitch told me I should have gone at lunch. Next thing you know a chocolate lake is running down my pants all over the carpet and I panic and start running around leaving a trail like a snail. I ran to the door to open it but she locked it with her keys and told me I should have gone at lunch and that it's not her fault I shit myself. I put my hands in my pants and started throwing my hot fresh diarrhea at her face and she vomited on the desk. I then grabbed her vomit and started throwing it at her face and she jumped out the window. I got expelled and she got fired, so it was a lose-lose or a win-win LMAO. One day in math class I was sitting next to this girl named Lucy McPussy when our teacher surprised us with a test and a 6-page work packet. When Lucy McPussy heard that, she got up on her desk and started to do some Tarzan jungle man swinging from a rubber band shit. Freaking out, she galloped over to the teacher's desk and took out the sloppiest, woppiest, stink-dinking, wettest shat and threw it on the teacher's head. When the class smelled that, most of them passed out and most ran out the room. Lucy McPussy wasn't finished with the shat and more came out. The office thought there was a shooter in the school, so we went into lockdown the office, then realized it was Lucy McPussy stinky ass. Turns out she had bowel cancer, the Great Plague, the Spanish flu, and coronavirus. Now cause of her we are doing online school, so our school and get a deep clean. One time I was sitting in church and I had to fart. I knew it would be dangerous considering I have a supernatural soul. I felt it coming and the next thing you know the building starts vibrating and the sprinklers got set off. The roof was starting to cave in and I knew it was coming. All the windows were shattering and the ground was wobbling. I did the most chunky, monkey, funky, stunky, bed bunky, tree trunky, gunky, skunky, sloppy, ploppy, moppy, gloppy, mushy, tushy, ooshy gooshy, sushi fart so powerful I needed to get stitches. The walls started to crack and everyone was screaming while hiding under their chairs praying because they thought God was coming down. The danger alarm went off and everyone was calling their family saying they loved them. The roof finally caved in causing more destruction and my whole splitting fart finally stopped. Everyone got out from under the chairs and looked around. There was rubble everywhere and even the brick walls was cracked. They were wondering where God is and I had to act concerned with them. Anyways, my fart made it on the news and was titled as California's most deadliest earthquake. Little did they know it was my ripper ass.